Hello again from a very soggy and muddy Voyager drive. As you can see, the lads have made some progress. They've got the pile foundations in, but it was fairly tricky work. The weather certainly hasn't been on our side. It's been a couple of weeks of storm after storm, basically. The beginning of the year was incredibly dry. It was some of the driest seasons on record that Auckland's ever had. So I was sort of praying that dry weather was going to continue. Unfortunately it didn't. As soon as the build started, pretty much we had all this rain. However, the sun does come out fairly often here and dries things up, but it has left the ground very squelchy and soggy and not particularly great to walk on. But I've got my first sort of glimpse of the size of the house from the foundations, and also the positioning of it as well. The first thing I noticed is the garage, which was always going to be close to the house. It really is far too close, and it's unlikely I'm going to get much sun on the north side of the house, which was part of the idea, as it has the garage separated from the house to allow a bit of northern sunlight to drain through. So that is the first minor disappointment, but maybe, I don't know, until it is erected fully, we can't really judge. But the plus side is the view from my garage is going to be absolutely incredible, because it's perched really high up on the site there. So you're able to see all the way out to past the marina and out to the open sea, which will be great when I'm fixing my bike. Already had a little bit of an upset with the neighbours. The builder kept on going to the land, using the water really without permission, splattering concrete on their house, and also sheltering underneath their house as well. I had a call from the owner saying that the builders were actually taking cover from the rain underneath his house, which of course not the sort of thing you normally want. So yeah, had a chat with the builder and smoked a peace pipe with the neighbour, so hopefully that's all resolved for now. But he's pretty keen to get a fence built, really, which is I can understand that, to just ensure that we stay our side of the boundary line, which is fair enough. So we've had a bit of excitement with building control because the garage is so much higher than the actual house. The land, once it was cut back, was a lot steeper than it was shown on the drawing. Originally we designed so we didn't need to have any retaining wall. Obviously retaining wall's extra cost. It was purely just going to be battered at an angle. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure what happened, either a mistake by the guy who did the topographic survey or the designer, but in reality, once we actually cut the earth back, it's actually a lot steeper and really needed a retaining wall. So the builders built a retaining wall which is under 1.5 meters, which should in theory be exempt from building consent, but the building inspector didn't quite see it that way, and he was worried about the surcharge of load from the garage above. So what we did, we managed to get the engineer to quickly whip up some calcs to justify that there was no additional surcharge to the retaining wall. The building inspector still wasn't happy with that, which put us in real problems because we want to do the concrete pour all in one go. There currently is a 3-week waiting time for concrete in Auckland. It's just that bonkers at the moment in terms of the construction industry here. And also with the weather being like it is, we didn't really want to wait around and the actual excavation deteriorate even further. So it was really crucial that we had the inspector sign off our excavation so we could do the concrete pour in one go. Unfortunately, the 11th hour, he did come up and re-inspect, and the lads got the concrete down in one go. So that's been the first sort of hurdle we've had to cross, and a bit of communication through the builder, through myself, and through the council inspector, who managed to sort of avoid a potential disaster. That's the first bit of excitement.